Good morning from my location to all the women Biafrans and lovers of freedom. Good morning from my location to my president, Mazin Nandi Okukano, the president of United States of Biafra. Good morning, sir. His Excellency, Mazin Nandi Okukano. Good morning, my Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Eba Njoku of United States of Biafra. Good morning, sir, His Excellency. Her Excellency Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, the Deputy Prime Minister of United States of Biafra. Good morning from my location. Good morning to all the Biafra commander in Biafra, United States of Biafra 40 states. I greet you all. Good morning to all the government executive of United States of Biafra. Good morning this morning to you all. And good morning to the entire world. Good morning to UN. Good morning to America. Good morning to Russia. Good morning to Israel. Good morning to UK. And good morning to Kenya. I salute and I greet you all. Good morning. Good morning, all the members of UN. Good morning, all the members of EU. Good morning, all the members of AU. And good morning to all the members of Commonwealth. I greet you all. From my location, it is good morning to you all. I greet all the lovers of freedom. And also, I greet you this morning. You are going to watch me now or later. I greet you all. And I salute you all. I welcome all the enemies of the Biafran people. And I welcome those one Nigeria list. I welcome you all. As we are going to adhere this morning to ask questions to all this country that I have been mentioned, or those that their flag are here. I salute and I greet all of you this morning. So please, without wasting time, as you come in, please like and share and put your comment down. Please, it's very important. And also show us love if you can to support this hallowed platform where you hear bitter truth at all time. So that is why we are calling all the entire world. I'm greeting all of you to let you know or to ask you questions about things the indigenous people of United States of Biafra are going through, and also why the Christian countries in the world remain silent, and this genocide that is going on in Nigeria, this ongoing continuously genocide that is happening in Nigeria, continue happening, and all of you are muted. Mute your mouths and no talking, and no giving everlasting solution to stop the killing of indigenous people who are Christians that live in their territory inside Nigeria, that means a death sentence to every indigenous person. That is why we are here this morning to ask many questions. Or why the world is muting, keeping silent, and the indigenous people who are Christian are passing through this hell, and all of you muted your mouths, even Sweden. Why that the Christian countries are not supporting their own fellow Christians country? Or why are you keeping silent for persecution of your own fellow members? And why the other side of the jihadist movements, Islamization movement, are all supporting their own? Why are you only the one that you are not supporting your own and you are not talking? Why Israel is not talking about the continuously genocide that is going on in Nigeria? That Nigeria of Islamic agenda that are controlling the government of Nigeria by endorsing Muslim tickets are today supervising the killing, the ongoing genocide of the indigenous people. That is why we are asking, why the world is silent? Why no loud voice that are condemning what is going on? Why is it only America first, US, to condemn this ongoing genocide that makes them to tag Nigeria a country of particular concern? If America did not step out to do that, why Commonwealth cannot ask Nigeria questions about the failure to protect the indigenous people? And why are they keeping silent for the indigenous people to be dying every blessed day? Why? Why this Holocaust? Why this genocide that is going on? Why does it mean that it's only US can condemn and take action, why others refuse to take the proper action? That is why we are asking questions this morning. On the UN Charter, your self-determination criteria that all the countries are tagged here are members or Security Council into UN. Why the UN Charter of 1514 as amended in 1541 is a crime? Why this your law, when it's come to Biafran people, when it's come to black people, it becomes a crime? Is our question this morning to you. Why your self-determination, when the people of Biafra choose self-determination, why is it a crime to the people of Biafra? Is it because of we are black people? We want to know why UN are not talking. Your charter, is it for only you as white people are, or also for every human being that live in this world in general. This morning, we come down to ask this question, and if you may forgot your own UN Charter articles of 1514 centuries and 1541 centuries, we are here to remind you this morning, to remind all these members of UN that your law, that your charter, that you endorse and introduce to us, why is it not working in our own favor? Why is it a crime? How does it become crime to the people of United States of Biafra? Why your self-determination is discrimination? It is our question this morning that we are calling for an answer. Maybe you are far to answer us. We walk around your UN Charter to find out that the criteria you give and also touch or quote Montevideo Convention of 1933 is not for Biafran people. Why your self-determination and why your criteria of a statehood is not working or is not favorable to the people of United States of Biafra? Why your self-determination did not work for Biafrans in 1967 to 1970? And some of all this your law was also amended on issue of your UN Charter, was also submitted and amended in 1960. Did you amended it and add territorial integrity because of Biafran war? You know that it's coming after the amalgamation of 1914. We are calmly, peacefully asking UN, why is it that your so-called UN Charter on the article of self-determination of 1514 as amended in 1541, as also amended in 1960, is not for Biafran people? That is the question we are asking you. This self-determination, is it something like discrimination of people inside? Because that is what we are about to believe. Your UN Charter did not, self-determination of UN Charter did not protect Biafran people in 1967 to 1970. And we are here today in 2025 to ask you, do we exempted from this your UN Charter when it's come to self-determination? Your self-determination on the UN Charter article, is it anything in that your document, is anything like discrimination? Or there is people that this UN Charter work for, and there is people that it cannot be worked for. There is people that it will favored, and other people will not be favored by it. Or do you do it by favorability of colors of human being? Please. Amina Mohammed, as the president, sitting as the president of the UN, that are using this charter to control the whole continent of the world. Please, ma, today we want to ask you, your self-determination, Why is it not never ever work for Biafran people from 1967 to 2025? How many years? We want you to come across our page to know that we have meant to believe that your UN Charter excluded black, moreover, or perhaps the Biafran people. That is a question we want you to answer us. Please, ma. All the continents, Russia, China, France, UK, we are asking 5 of you this morning. You are executive council that's made up of you, 5 of you. America, UK, France, Russia, China. You are executive council. Does it excluded the people of Biafra under your self-determination that you are in charge of it as the 5 most world powers? Starting from 1967 to 1970, it has been proved to us to believe that your so-called UN Charter in first year of introducing to the world in 1514 is not working. It's not, in fact, it does not favor the people of United States of Biafra, of the Eastern Old Region. That you are there. British deceived you, and the genocide that happened in 1967 to 1970 continuously happened to us up to this 2025. So we have left to no option to believe that your UN Charter articles on the side of the article of self-determination, that it is a last thing you give for people that feel marginalization, for people that feel they are intimidated, for people that they have meted inhuman rights, abuse of rights, and inhuman treatment on them, and disappearance of their people. And when their people are being killed anyhow, that the only option they have is self-determination. That is why this morning, being the 23rd of November, asking you, please, 24th of November being Monday, asking you, why or when your self-determination on the UN Charter is going to be in the favor or is going to work for the people of Biafra on the side of old Eastern region, on the side of the rising sun. For how many decades? We have passed 5 decades, and your self-determination is not working, it's not in our favor, is not defending us. Rather, it submits us to abject, inhuman treatment, intimidation, torture, abuse of our lives, raping, killing, arresting our leaders who comes up to fight under self-determination that you are the one that introduced it to us. So we are here this morning to ask you, or to read it out to you, or to remind you that we are not the one who constituted that law of the self-determination. We are not the one. And even when you are introducing this your self-determination, we are not even there. Is it because of when you are introduced your self-determination law on your UN charter that you did not consult us, or we didn't have idea of it? Is it the reason why that your self-determination is not working in our own favor, or to serve the blacks, or especially the Biafran people that has passed through genocide from time immemorial, from the Second World War to this 2025? The ongoing, continuously genocide that is happened to us, and you tell us, or you make us understand, that when we are passing through this, that the only option that left for us is to use self-determination to form a new country, that you are going to support us. We are heading to 6 decades, and you never intervene in our matter. Biafran people is heading for 6 decades of using your self-determination to defend our life, to have our own country called United States of Biafra, and you are not talking about it. Rather, you play a deaf ear and a blind eyes on the people of United States of Biafra from old Eastern region. We are asking you why your self-determination is a crime when we decide to go through self-determination. We are asking questions to UN and you are shattered. We are asking EU. We are asking people that we know that they are our problem, moreover the British, called UK or London. Commonwealth. Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu fight with self-determination to defend his people, to stop the killing of his people. But in return, what did we get? What did our forefathers get from you? Closing your eyes, shutting up your, zipping up your mouths, playing a deaf ear and a blind eyes to Biafran people in 1967 to 1970. And it cost over 5 million Biafrans genocide that was committed by the one you choose, you love so much, that their name is Nigeria. That means a death sentence to every indigenous person who are the Christians that are receiving this continuously ongoing genocide right now in Nigeria. So, our question is, your self-determination, why is it a crime when a black man proves that he has understand your UN Charter under self-determination? That is why we are asking questions this morning. That is why we are asking America, US, Canada, UN, EU, AU, Commonwealth, Russia, France, Israel, Sweden, Canada. We are asking all of you that are members of this UN, members of the EU, members of the AU, Africa in question, in African Charter, is it anything like self-determination? Please, we want to know. We want to know. Because we are asking, because of what we are going through from the time of immemorial till today, that we are still facing this Holocaust of continuously genocide that is happening through the hands of Nigeria. You all know that Britain lied to you in 1967 to 1970. That is why we are asking you, please, sir, please, ma, this your self-determination that you prove or you give us out from the UN Charter and your criteria being given to us, what will be happening to us, then the only option, the last option, you said that it is a last option. When we experience those things in our different territory, in our different ancestral land, that the only option we have is to form our own new country and make a declaration of the new country. We are now asking you, why did Chukwuemeka Odimegwu Ojukwu make a declaration of a new country under self-determination in 1967 to 1970, and you all play a blind eyes, a deaf ear on our own case? But when your fellow white is fighting for this self-determination, you will rush in there to tell them that it is their inalienable right to form alliance, to choose their president, to choose that will govern them under this your self-determination. Our question now is, why is it when it's come to the Biafran people, why is it become a crime that our leaders has been kidnapped, sentenced to prisons in Finland and in Nigeria? When this your self-determination coming to the people of Africa, precisely from the eastern region, from the Biafran side, seeking for this self-determination to exit Nigeria, why does it become a crime? Is our question this morning. And you are the one who threw out the criteria for people to have self-determination. That is why we are asking you, this your self-determination, why does it become a crime? Why do we commit a crime that we choose the option of self-determination, with all you are already know, with all you that are seeing that is happening to us, that leads for us to have a what? A use self-determination to serve our territory, to serve our mothers, to serve our fathers, to serve our own life. Because of self-determination that you introduce, that my president, Mazinande, can understand and work towards that. Under self-determination, does it call for someone to be sentenced to life imprisonment, indirectly sentenced to put a death sentence on someone who used self-determination to fight to liberate his people? When that's your law of self-determination under UN Charter and all the criteria you throw out cannot work for the black people, moreover or precisely for the people of Biafra, you must trash out to tell us there is nothing like self-determination. That nothing will happen for you to choose to form a new country, because you will not implement law that is killing people instead of saving people's life. The law you implemented on 1514 as amended in 1541 as amended in 1960 is killing Biafran people. Your law of self-determination, it is an intimidation to me as a Biafran. Your self-determination has brought kidnapping of Biafran people. It has brought Nigeria to use armored tanker and fighter jet to be bombarding our land and destroying our houses, our markets, our school, and the kidnapping, raping, killing our people. Because of we thought that your self-determination is for us. Also in Africa, in African Charter, do we have self-determination? We are calling on South Africa, Ghana, Kenya, where my president, Mazin Nnamdi Okukano, was being kidnapped and renditioned to Nigeria illegally. And today, he has been sentenced to life imprisonment. Because of they know what will come if they sentence him if they give him that sentence and they use partially. Tell me the difference between a man who they give life in prison sentence and death sentence. Please, UN, can you explain this to us? Make us to understand the difference between two of them. Where that man will be in prison, his voice will not heard again. Is example that person is no longer alive. That is why we're here this morning to ask you questions, and we will continue asking you. We will continue bringing out your shatter articles and what you ask people to do once they face inhuman treatment, once they face abuse of their rights, once they face kidnapping and disappearance, once they face killing, genocide from the present state where they are living and where they want to work out for. We are going to remind you that you are the one who bring out all these charters and who give it to us to follow as the template for us to be alive and for us to be saved. In Nigeria, a life sentence is not 25 years. Once they sentence you, let me ask you this question. If a man is 55 years and you sentence him for 25 years, how many years does that man has to live? Please, can you answer me? If a man is 55 years and you give him a life sentence of 25 years, how many years does he has to live? Can you tell me? You have silenced that man and destroy him forever. That is what they simply mean. Please, as you come or you join me, like and share this program this morning. Let this program go viral this morning, please. You will see a 3 dots in front of you on your right hand side of your phone. Please click on that 3 dots. Click on that 3 dots in front of your phone on your right hand side of your top of the right hand side of your screen. Click on that 3 dots. It will open. You will see like and share. Then subscribe on the page. We are here to ask questions this morning. The self-determination means to the black or Biafran people a crime. Once we choose self-determination, it becomes a crime to us. Your self-determination under your UN charter is not working for us. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is fighting under self-determination to liberate Biafran people, to exit that sentence called One Nigeria. That's the genocide that is going on today is unacceptable. That is why America designated Nigeria as a country of particular concern. For how many decades? Or your self-determination in UN Charter, does it have how many decades people will ask for, will use it before it can work for them? Please, sir, can you tell us? Africa, we are asking questions because we want to know why, if we are species that was meant to be destroyed and wiped out, it simply means that your self-determination is not for me, that I am a dead human being already. Solomon, you are welcome. I welcome everybody in the comment section. Please, as you join me, please like this program and share this program. Now is the time to go into the criteria of the so-called UN Charter articles that they use to deceive indigenous people. That we must put an end to this deceive from the so-called UN, and that we are not going to believe it anymore. Your UN Charter 1514 as amended in 1541, as amended in 1960. Amina Mohammed as the president of the UN, Russia as the head, America as the head, France as the head, China as the head, the British evil colonial master, UK or London as the head. These are 5 entities that make executive of this UN. We are asking you, this law in the UN Charter, is it for a black man? Is it for the Biafran people? How could you use it only on yourself? Because we saw you rush to Ukraine and tell them that it is their inalienable right under self-determination to protect their life, to choose their alliance, to govern themselves, to make their friends. Chukwuemeka Odimegwu Ojukwu in 1967 to 1970 fought under your self-determination, because in this your self-determination, you did not give a role that you must walk it through peaceful movement, or you must be under war, you must be under arm. No, you said all in the name of self-determination. We are asking you, why is Simon Ekpa is being imprisoned in the Finland? We are asking you, why Nnamdi Kanu on November 20, 2025 is being given sentence to life imprisonment? A man who is fighting under self-determination. That you ask us that self-determination is our inalienable right. This inalienable deep right, is it for a black man? Is it only for you? After the genocide that took place to Biafran people in 1967 to 1970, you are still playing a blind eyes, deaf ear, and close your mouth with zip, and you cannot talk about Biafra. When we bring Biafra up, you remember the so-called your evil plan of territorial integrity. What is our offense? Why your self-determination is a crime to us, that when we try to use it, it becomes a crime. UN. Executive Council of the UN, made up of Russia, America, France, China, the evil London or evil UK. We are asking you this morning, the self-determination and the criteria of it, why is it a crime to us that when we touch each hand, it can never work for us? Rather, it brings killing, it brings genocide to us. That is why we are asking you, sir, Executive Council of the UN, for how long that the Biafran people on the eastern region are going to face this intimidation? Your self-determination to us is intimidation. It is abuse of our rights. Your self-determination is not working for me. It's not working for the Biafran people at all. It's not working for a black man. Moreover, perhaps when that black man coming from the side of the Nigeria that we are fighting to exit that death sentence amalgamation of the British. Why is it not working for us? And you still talking about self-determination. 2024. You make it openly to Ukrainian people that is their right to use it. And you told us that it is the right of every human being. Why there is discrimination? Why there is discrimination on this your self-determination law? Why in this your UN article, why is it never ever in the entire life of the Biafran people work for us? We are asking you. Please, can you answer us? We want to know. We want to know why you pardon all these killings, all this genocide. Do you know that the Biafra you are denying is part of the cause that there is insecurity everywhere? Because if Biafra is a country, we will protect our border and protect the Christians that are facing this ongoing genocide today. The denial of Biafra from 1967 to 1970 is part of what is causing. God is punishing all of you who refuse Biafra to become a country. And that is why Nigeria is bringing a change to all the Commonwealth members and the UN and the AU and the EU. Nigeria has bring a change to all of you, proving that all of you have colluded, that all of you are corrupt. We are very bitter. You have wounded us enough. If the injury try to heal, You people will add salt on top of the injury. The injury will escalate and start becoming fresh one again. You keep silence. Nigeria gives Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, the president of United States of Biafra, who is fighting under self-determination to liberate his people. And today, on 20th, James Omotocho proved to us that Nigeria is beyond self-determination. That Nigeria on it as country is bigger than what? Than UN Charter self-determination. That is what James Omotocho told the world. Please remember to like and share the program. Please remember that. It is very imperative this morning. Please, if you like and share this program. If you look at that, what we are saying, what's been sharing, please endeavor to like. Once you like, you are bringing someone else to come and join us this morning. We want to start from criteria. What will make people to use self-determination to have their own country. That is where we're going to start. This is UN Charter. Let us know if the criteria or what leads to people to use self-determination that is happening to Biafran people. Let us find out. Listen as I play it out. Listen carefully.
The criteria for self-determination are not codified as a simple checklist in international law, but rather emerge from the UN Charter, General Assembly resolutions, like Resolution 1514-15 and 1541-15, and customary international law. The right applies to people.
Are you hearing this? From the General Assembly. Who are those that made of this General Assembly? They are Russia, France, US, UK, and and China. These are 5 bodies that's made up of General Assembly of UN, the executive. Listen carefully. I won't say a word again. We will play it 2 times to remind them. Then we will touch some areas and continue to see another different part. We will go into this UN Charter and questions we're asking this morning. Let us find out.
And has 2 main dimensions: internal, autonomy within a state, and external, full independence, secession. 1. The criterion of a people. The right to self-determination accrues only to a defined people, not simply a minority group or an association of individuals. While not strictly defined, a group claiming this right must generally demonstrate common identity, a shared identity based on factors such as a common historical tradition, racial or ethnic identity, cultural homogeneity, linguistic unity, religious or ideological affinity, or a common economic life. Territorial connection, a defined or established link to a specific territory. Consciousness/will, the group must have the will to be identified as a people, or the consciousness of being a people, often demonstrated through common institutions or political movements. 2. The context, internal versus external self-determination. International law strongly favors internal self-determination and the principle of territorial integrity of existing states. External self-determination, secession, is only considered legitimate under specific, limited circumstances. A. Internal self-determination, most common. This is the standard expectation, and the preferred outcome under international law. Definition: the right of a people to freely determine their political status and pursue their economic, social, and cultural development within the framework of an existing sovereign state. Realization: this is often realized through political participation, autonomy, representative government, protection of minority rights and cultural rights, and the right to freely dispose of their natural wealth and resources. B. External self-determination, exceptional circumstances. This refers to the right of a people to full independence or secession, and is generally limited to 3 historical contexts. Criteria for external self-determination. Description: colonial context. Peoples of territories separated by geographic or ethnic factors from the country administering them, e.g., former colonies. This was the primary focus of UN Resolutions 1514 and 1541. Alien/foreign occupation. Peoples under military occupation by a foreign state, e.g., occupation of one state's territory by another. Saltwater test exception. In some interpretations, the right is reserved for groups separated by saltwater from the administering power, though this test is losing relevance. Remedial secession. Controversial. A debated criterion for groups within a sovereign state who are subject to extreme systematic oppression, gross and systematic violations of human rights, or are denied any form of meaningful internal self-determination or representation. This is seen as a last resort when a state has failed its duty to its people. 3. The process. Methods of realization. UN General Assembly Resolution 1541, 1960, specifies 3 legitimate ways a non-self-governing territory can exercise its right to self-determination. 1. Emergence as a sovereign independent state, independence. 2. Free association with an existing independent state. 3. Integration with an existing independent state. In all cases, the decision must be the result of the freely expressed wishes of the people acting, with full knowledge of the consequences, often expressed through an impartial democratic process like a plebiscite or referendum.
I hope you listen. We'll play it again and again before we go into our analysis this morning.
The criteria for self-determination are not codified as a simple checklist in international law, but rather emerge from the UN Charter, General Assembly resolutions, like Resolution 1514-15 and 1541-15, and customary international law. The right applies to peoples and has 2 main dimensions: internal, autonomy within a state, and external, full independence, secession. 1. The criterion of a people. The right to self-determination accrues only to a defined people, not simply a minority group or an association of individuals. While not strictly defined, a group claiming this right must generally demonstrate common identity, a shared identity based on factors such as a common historical tradition, racial or ethnic identity, cultural homogeneity, linguistic unity, religious or ideological affinity, or a common economic life. Territorial connection, a defined or established link to a specific territory. Consciousness/will. The group must have the will to be identified as a people, or the consciousness of being a people, often demonstrated through common institutions or political movements. 2. The context. Internal versus external self-determination. International law strongly favors internal self-determination and the principle of territorial integrity of existing states. External self-determination, secession, is only considered legitimate under specific, limited circumstances. A. Internal self-determination, most common. This is the standard expectation and the preferred outcome under international law. Definition. The right of a people to freely determine their political status and pursue their economic, social, and cultural development within the framework of an existing sovereign state. Realization. This is often realized through political participation, autonomy, representative government, protection of minority rights and cultural rights, and the right to freely dispose of their natural wealth and resources. B. External self-determination, exceptional circumstances. This refers to the right of a people to full independence or secession, and is generally limited to 3 historical contexts. Criteria for external self-determination. Description. Colonial context. Peoples of territories separated by geographic or ethnic factors from the country administering them, e.g., former colonies. This was the primary focus of UN Resolutions 1514 and 1541. Alien/foreign occupation. Peoples under military occupation by a foreign state, e.g., occupation of one state's territory by another. Saltwater test exception. In some interpretations, the right is reserved for groups separated by saltwater from the administering power, though this test is losing relevance. Remedial secession. Controversial. A debated criterion for groups within a sovereign state who are subject to extreme systematic oppression, gross and systematic violations of human rights, or are denied any form of meaningful internal self-determination or representation. This is seen as a last resort when a state has failed its duty to its people. 3. The process. Methods of realization. UN General Assembly Resolution 1541, 1960, specifies 3 legitimate ways a non-self-governing territory can exercise its right to self-determination. 1. Emergence as a sovereign independent state, independence. 2. Free association with an existing independent state. 3. Integration with an existing independent state. In all cases, the decision must be the result of the freely expressed wishes of the people acting, with full knowledge of the consequences, often expressed through an impartial democratic process like a plebiscite or referendum.
I hope you listen very carefully. This is not our own law. This is not Biafran law. This is not Nnamdi Kanu's law. This is not Simon Ekpa's law. For you who will come to attack me, I am not the one. But this is what they asked me, if I feel, if all these things they mention here is happened to me, that I am free under secession to walk out from that Nigeria. That means a death sentence to every indigenous people who are the Christians that are dying today in that year one Nigeria. These are truths that we all must know. And these truths are very bitter. If you're one Nigerian on this platform today, you must be angry because I have a right. That is why we are asking UN, why this your law is not favored Biafran people. Why this law of the UN Charter 1514, 1541, 1960, why does it not favor Biafran people under self-determination that Chukwuemeka Odumegwu used to fight to liberate people of Biafra in 1967 to 1970? Just 6 years or 7 years after you have put this law into another amendment, the UN that has been submitted into amendments 2 times. Number 1 is 1514. Second one to this date is 1960. You had it here. Under this self-determination, we want to know why that whenever we comes out under this self-determination to have our own country, to move as people, to have our own freedom, to stay on our own economy and believe in our own region, why our leaders like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being sentenced to life imprisonment because of fighting under self-determination of the UN law. That is why we are asking you, please, this your UN law of self-determination, is it a crime? Why is it a crime for the Biafran people? Because what we passed through in 1967 to 90, this date, even from 1910, from 1905, what we passed through, none of you that are UN Council member or representative has passed through that in your entire countries. Do you know that from 2010, from 29, 27, that British in the level of colonial master killed Biafran people? Do you know that? They killed Biafran people. We are asking, this your self-determination under freedom, is it a crime? What is a crime of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? What is a crime of Simon Ekpa? What is a crime all the Biafrans who has been beaten in Nigeria's cells all over the Nigeria country? The territorial integrity, does it nullify or knock out self-determination? Please, we are asking UN. We are asking US. We are asking Russia. We are asking evil China. We are asking evil Britain, UK. We are asking evil France, Russia. Then if you remove these countries, these 5 that are Executive Council of the UN as the 5 world powers, Canada, please, we are asking you, do you believe in self-determination? Is it working at all? Is it a crime? We are also asking Sweden. We are asking Norway. We are asking Israel. We are asking Finland. We are asking Austria. We are asking Australia, Korea, Southern Korea. We are asking all of you. We are asking Germany. We are asking South Africa. We are asking Ghana. We are asking Mali. We are asking Niger. We are asking Ethiopia. We are asking even Kenya, Namibia, Rwanda, Malawi, Senegal. We are asking all of you. This self-determination, is it a crime on a particular people that have already exited Nigeria? Finally, again, on November 29, 2024, we are asking you, your self-determination, is it a crime? Then we ask you, Kenya, what is a crime of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu coming to your country? And he was kidnapped, sentenced to life imprisonment. We are asking you this morning. We are asking questions to all these countries that you see their flag on our headline this morning. Official, I greet you. It's proving to us we are only meant to understand in this 25, in this 21st century, that self-determination is a crime for the Biafran people. Because if it is not a crime, how could Simon ever be in prison? If it is not a crime, how could Mazen Nnamdi Kanu be in prison in Sokoto as a Christian? They sent him to Sokoto, a town of the Usman Dan Fodio, where Islamic agenda began in Nigeria. From 1804 till today, they are into Islam. No television, no words, no education on English, no paper on English, no internet for him to see, to know what is going on in the world. Is where they sentence him and put him in. So if you say that your self-determination is true, we are now asking, can you tell us, with all that Biafran people are passing through, when, how is this your self-determination is going to work for us? Is it when they wipe us away, when they jail all of us, and their self-determination will walk on empty land and the river, sea that is in our areas, in our territory? Is it going to walk on the roads? Is it going to self-determination? Is it going to be on the empty houses? Is question we are asking. We want to know. Please, can you answer us? Because your silence on Biafran people prove to us that self-determination is not for me. That the Biafran people was excluded on this self-determination. You give us criteria. And you said there is not specific way of self-determination, that is only one way. When people face what I'm going to read out here again to you. So after asking you this question, I want to repeat your document back to you. So from this document, please tell us if this document is real, if this document is working in favor of anything called human being. Because what we was meant to understand in our all experience is that self-determination is a crime when it's come to the Biafran people in this world. That is what we have meant to understand. Listen to your law again. Listen. We went down to the first time you ever come together to introduce this your charter on the side of self-defense. 1514, 1541 as amended, 1960 as amended. That is why we are asking. If I look like you, that means I am a black man. I am a human being. The question we are asking is this: self-determination under UN Charter, under African Charter. This one for Africa, for who is it working for? In favor of who does Africa have charter? And they have self-determination inside it. Africa, when is it this your self-determination is going to work? I am not a Nigerian, I am a Biafran. This, let us listen. Let us repeat it again.
The criteria for self-determination are not codified as a simple checklist in international law, but
the criteria of self-determination are not codified as a simple checklist in the international law. Whether secession, whether war, whether anyhow you went into it, once what you are seeking is for under self-determination, then it simply means that you are right to use it moving out of existing country under the self-determination. Please, as you come, please endeavor to like and share this program, please. We are not playing this morning. You will see a 3 dots in front of your phone. There is a 3 dot on your screen. Touch on that 3 dots. You will see one, you see pom nato or point, 3 points. Just click it. It will open. You will see like and share. Please endeavor to do that. So let the program go viral, please. There is no checklist in international law about self-determination. That once you are seeking out, once you want to form a new country, once you want to become still on your own, that you have to do it. It is, they call it what? Self-determination. And we are asking, why your self-determination is bring to us, it is a death sentence to us. It is life imprisonment to Biafran people. UN, Russia, Canada. We are asking all of you who consider this law for how many years? Do you have a list of how many years that people are going to stay before the self-determination will work for them? Please, we want to know. If the year from 1967 to 2025, is it not enough year for this self-determination to work for us, to set us free? We are asking questions. Let's continue.
rather emerge from the UN Charter, General Assembly resolutions, like Resolution 1514-15 and 1541-15, and customary international law.
Are you hearing it? But rather emerge from the UN Charter. In General Assembly resolution, like Resolution 1514 and 1541 and the customary international law. This your charter, this your customary law for over how many years? Are we going to stay before it works for us? Yes, call me Papa, we accept. But help me to get recognition for United States of Biafra. And my people, as we have entered 1 hour of this program, if you want to call me on WhatsApp, the number we normally use is +97 33 60 51 337. I repeat, +9 7 33 60 51 337. That is my WhatsApp number that you can use to reach me, to put your voice or your suggestion on what we are going through. Mazen Nandekano, Simon Eba, Biafra at large, and this UN Charter. If you think that it is working for Biafran people, you are free to call at any time you want. That which is you want to call to submit, to make a suggestion or submit your humble suggestion into what we are doing this morning. You are welcome. But I urge you to please like and share, subscribe on the YouTube page, Read Biafra TV. We move. The criteria for the self-determination are not codified as a simple checklist in international law, but rather emerge from the UN Charter General Assembly resolution like the resolution 1541, 1514, and 1541, and the customary international law. And we are asking, do you put how many years that people will use, people are going to stay before this your self-determination under this UN Charter articles are going to work for us? Please, we are asking question, and we just needed only answer. That is all we needed, so we know our stand. Or in self-determination is a crime if Biafran people use it. If we stand on the UN Charter to get our own independence, our own country, make a declaration and move on to maintain our culture and everything about us. That's why we are asking you, self-determination, is it a crime to the Biafran people? Self-determination has become a crime to us because it has caused us pain, abuse of our rights, intimidation, inhuman treatment, kidnapping, killing, genocide, kidnapping, arresting our leaders. That is why we are asking you, all of you, is it a crime to sell that under self-determination that we want in out from Nigeria that is killing the Biafran people? We want to know. We are here to remind UN you are shatter and what you told us to do. So all the bloods of Biafrans who are dying today is in the head of all the members of the UN. Yes, please, Biafra, good morning from here. You're welcome. All the Biafrans that are dying today because of we are fighting under self-determination of the UN 1514 as amended in 1541, as amended in 1960, we are using to all the blood, even the genocide blood that happened, is all of you in your head because you must partake from it because you are the cause. You are the one who introduced that people use self-determination to free themselves from killings, abomination, and genocide and kidnapping and human treatment. It's going to be upon your head. All of you will experience it unless you are the heir to use your own UN Charter to give Biafra recognition, now that we have made official declaration and we have a document under United States of Biafra, led by Dr. Ngozi Orebeze, only one government of one country called United States of Biafra.
The right applies to peoples and has two main dimensions: internal, autonomy within a state, and external, full independence, secession.
Are you hearing the criteria? For you, who is a one Nigeria, who will come to attack Biafran people, who your mouth is running up and down, you who is a Biafran man, who refuse, who you don't know who you are. The rights to appeal to people, and it has two main definitions. One, internal autonomy within a state. If you want to be an autonomy country like Taiwan in China, or you want external, full independence, secession, is not a crime in the written book of the law of the UN. But it's when it comes to the black people to use it to fight, it becomes a crime. It becomes genocide. It becomes kidnapping. It becomes abuse of rights. It becomes intimidation. It turns into a whole manner of evil that Biafran people are facing through today. That is what your self-determination is to us. We must tell the truth. My Prime Minister, Simon Ebanjoko, is being held in Finland because he's fighting under under this self-determination. You say that people have to use arms to defend themselves. Mazin Nnamdi Kanu is being sentenced to life imprisonment because he formed a security, armed them. Biafra people give him money, support him, buy arms to protect our borders and our life and our mothers under your self-determination. That is his crime. Okay, his crime that make him to sentence in life imprisonment in this 21st century is because of his black man. He's from Biafra that Ojukwu fought for. That London bribed all of you that you shy away from the genocide that happened in 1967 to 1970. How Irish? The Irish are very wicked people. London, UK, they are very evil and wicked satanic people. They lobby the countries that come to recognize Biafra in 1970 to 1970. When America want to place sanction on ceasefire, London told America, leave them. This is internal affair that Nigeria has territorial integrity. It's time they can handle it, and you ask them to play that we should fight for 3 years and no ceasefire. Tell me that country in the world who has fought for 3 years and there is no ceasefire. It's what British did to us. London precisely. London precisely blocked our international recognition. That is why I ask you. That's why I'm asking this question. This your self-determination. Is it a crime for a black man to use it? Because that's all we can understand. That is all we Biafra has on. You have made us understand. That is not our right. That this your UN Charter self-determination is excluded Biafran people. Because of oil money that is in Nigeria, that is in my own trade, in my own region. Because the oil that all of you who are members of UN are taking today is from the eastern region. So because of we have oil, because we have crude oil, that is why self-determination is a crime. That is why self-determination means a death sentence to us. From 1905 to 1967 Biafran genocidal war. From 1997 to 2025. In this your law, do you put how many years that someone will fight, whether autonomy within a state or secession, fully independency? You call it secession. That is what Biafran people are doing. We are secession. We don't want Nigeria. We want outrightly, and this external is what you call full independency secession. We accepted, but you are the one that put this law. You are the one that asked us that this is how we can go. Why are from 1966, 1967 to 1970? Why are we still on that journey? That your self-defense never work and save us. Rather, is killing us more and more, is sentencing us more and more, is making us to become people that they don't have where they are coming from. We are asking you, Ejima Junior, you are welcome. You will see our question. You know that UN, their head is in where? US. True or false? That is true. And they give us UN Charter articles that we will use to have a new country. Can you understand? That we will use to have what? A new country. That it can be under autonomy or external fully independency. They call it secession. From 1967 to 2025, this self-determination has never worked for the Biafran people. This so-called self-determination has never served us. Rather, it's killing us. That's why we are asking them, is it because of we are black people? Is it because of we are Biafran people? Is it that is why this self-determination that is a right of every human being is not working for us? Is it why that all of them mute mouths and Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, who is fighting with this self-determination, is being given life sentence in prison in Nigeria and sent to one of the most dangerous prisons in Nigeria, where Usman Danfodio, where everything about that area in Sokoto is all about, where everywhere in Sokoto is all about Islamization agenda. Where Sharia law is where they sent Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, because he is fighting under self-determination to liberate his people. That's why we're asking America today, US, self-determination that was approved in Washington, D.C. in 1514, as amended in 1541, as amended in 1960. Why is it never work for Biafran people? Why is it only for them? Why do when you said that this self-determination, whether secession that is include, and what are we doing? We don't want autonomy inside Nigeria. We want outright freedom of our own, outright control of our own. Is it that is why it becomes a crime? Because all I have experiencing under self-determination is intimidation, abuse of rights, inhuman treatment, killing, genocide that are still going on till today. That is what we are experiencing. But we must continue. We want to remind you, maybe if you have forgotten this, you are shattered on the self-determination. And that is why we are asking you, the self-determination, if it's working, why did Simon Ekpanjoko, the Prime Minister of Biafra, were in prison in Finland? The self-determination, are we going to use pen or are we going to fold our hand and be doing that self-determination? How can we do this self-determination? In this criteria of self-determination, you put arms there. Is it not true? So why? If you just Simon Ekpa give people gun to defend Biafra land under self-determination, how does it be a crime that will put him in prison? How does man Simon Ekpa form ESN to give to the Biafran people contributed money and give him to equip Biafra liberation, to equip ESN then that happened to be Biafra army right now that will have made official declaration? Why is it hard for you to organize us? Please, when you come, please continue liking, because they are kicking followers and likes away. You know, once you bring this truth to them, they will shy away from it. We are asking questions this morning. We are asking questions. Why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being sentenced under using self-determination to liberate his people, full secession of full independency, outright, not autonomy. So that is his crime, because he's a black man. He's a Biafran. That's British fought with Nigeria, with Russia against us, and caused genocide with food blockage in Biafran war in 1967 to 1970. We must continue.
1. The criterion of a people. The right to self-determination accrues only to a defined people, not simply a minority group or an association of individuals. While not strictly defined, a group claiming this right must generally demonstrate common identity, a shared identity based on factors such as a common historical tradition, racial or ethnic identity, cultural homogeneity, linguistic unity, religious or ideological affinity, or a common economic life.
Are you hearing? The criteria of a people, listen, in this criteria, you never mention that it's only for white people. The criteria of a people who are going to use self-determination to defend their life. The right to self-determination across only to defend people. Across only to defend people. Today, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is using this self-determination right to fight for Biafrans to be free, to fight for old Eastern region to have their own country. And they sentenced him life imprisonment. I want to ask you, is he defending him or is he destroying him? Please. Sir, ma. The council members of the UN, we are asking this question. Today, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, under self-determination, fighting for a new country, for a full secession outrightly, fully independence of Biafra, is being sentenced to life imprisonment. Are you the self-determination law? Is he defending him? You are human. You are common human rights law. Is he defending him or is he destroying him? Which one, or is he killing? We want you to tell us. Chai. Not simple a minority group or an association of individuals. While not secretly defend. A group claiming this right must generally demonstrated what? A group that claiming this. Please, my important is that as you join me, please just click the like button and share the program. Please click the like button. If you're first time coming, also subscribe. Please read Biafra TV. We're here to bring that bitter truth that hide from us out. That's why we're here. So you will see a like. There is a 3 dot. Check on top of your phone, you will see a 3 dots. Click on that 3 dots. Pom pom nato. You click on it, then it will open. You will see like and share. Do that, then subscribe to the YouTube page, please. Then also keep your notification on so you know when we are live to join for us to do this together. Because we are still asking that self-determination is it a right of our people? Moreover, perhaps Biafran people. That is the question we are asking this morning. That we need an answer. We must continue. Common identity. Common identity, the criteria. A child identity based on a fact of such as common historical tradition. This tradition that British destroyed in 1914 and they cannot the amalgamation of 1914. That is what we want to regain back. That is what historical tradition of the Biafran people before the 1914 amalgamation, who we are. We want to regain ourselves back under your self-determination. That is why when we went to Finland on November 20, 2024 to make fully real declaration of United States of Biafra as a new country that has only one government. Level Tongozi or Abweze. These are fact and feeling. These are true. That we almost know. I say this self-determination. Self-determination. Why your self-determination is not working for us is our question. Why is not working for the Biafran people is my question. Why self-determination means life imprisonment to my leader, to my President Mazen Nnamdi Kanu? Why? We must continue. Rackler on entity, identified culture, home, generality, unity of the people seeking for a new country, regulation of a vanity or a common economy life. We must regulate our world, our economy. We must use, this is our criteria they give to us. Then why that you are the one, Britain, holding our economy of Biafran people? And that is why you refuse for Biafra to become a country. That is the reason why you refuse Biafra to become a country, because you sit on top of our economy. We all know. That is why your self-determination is not working for us, because you value oil. You value crude oil. You valued our own mineral resources more than any other thing. That is why it's not working for us. And that is why the self-determination is only for you who is using my mineral resources, who is using my economy to enrich yourself and make your country a better one. That is what it simply means. We have understand why the self-determination is not working, because on this particular article now, it is well observed and well understand that the economy you cares about it is what leads to amalgamation, and after that you give them gun and bullet on indirect rule to the people of Biafra, people of the southern east, and the genocide continue because of your silence. So the people of Biafra, we want to understand, you have gotten to understand that we met all the criteria. We have met all the criteria. The USB government, the United States of Biafra, who are Christians that also facing this on continuously genocide that's going on in Nigeria today, we are asking you, your self-determination, when is it going to protect us? When is it going to work in our favor? That is the question we are asking. This is the question that we are doing. What we are asking Britain. This is the question we are asking all the executive members of the UN. This is the question we are asking all of you to tell us, when is it going to work? Is it because of the pipe you are laying from Imo State that now has passed Morocco has never been completed? Because in the first Biafra genocidal war, London single-handedly blocked our recognition under the international level that makes Chukwuemeka Odumegwu lose the war. Everything that we are doing in all this that is happening to us under self-determination, does it not simply shows to us, or we understand it, that the self-determination means killing, life imprisonment? That is what self-determination means for a man in Africa from the eastern region. Happened to be Simon Ebanjoko, happened to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. They are all in prison because of their fighting. They are using self-determination of secession, full independence of a new country to fight. Because of British is one controlling Nigeria and blocking everything that the world want to do about us. So the question is, in this 21st century that our eyes are opened, can that continue? The answer is no.
Territorial connection, a defined or established link to a specific territory. Consciousness/will, the group must have the will to be identified as.
Territorial communication, a defined or established link to a specific territory. We have it today. That is why we have 40 states that's made up of the state of Biafra. That is why we have it.
The people, or the consciousness of being a people, often demonstrated through common institutions or political movements. 2. The
holiday. Consciousness will. The group must have the will to be identified as a people, or the consciousness of being a people, often demanding through common institution or political movements. This is what we have. This is how we started now. We make a defined threat. Mazakan started through Waziriki after the death of our Chukwuemeka Odumegwu, after our Dim Chukwuemeka Odumegwu. Waziriki take over, try his best before Mazan Kale emerged and finish the job and head over to Simon Ekpa. Sorry, my people, because we come back from work. You must do this, even if it is 2 hours. It doesn't matter if they said the group must have the will to be identified as a people, or the consciousness of being a people, often demonstrating through common institution or political movement. Today, the United States of Biafra are into political and diplomatic movement to get recognition on international global community for the United States of Biafra. So do not be asking what are they doing, but that is not case. That is not the topic today. Now we're going to number 2. Remember number 1. Now we are going to number 2. All we are seeing here, did they discriminate people that are going to use this self-determination? The answer is no. They said everybody has right to use self-determination to fight. But when we try to, what happens as Biafran people? Please like and share as you come. The contest, internal versus external self-determination. That is number 2 headline that we want to listen to right now. Listen carefully.
Context, internal versus external self-determination. International law strongly favors internal self-determination and the principle of territorial integrity of existing states. External self-determination, secession, is only considered legitimate under specific, limited circumstances.
Do you see how they are? They want people to have a new country, but they want them to stay under the present one they want to live. That means indirect colonialism is still indirect slave, indirect colonial masters rule is still implemented in this law. That's why they told you that when it is autonomy, when it is autonomy, you will stay under the country. They are the one controlling you. Do you understand why Biafran people make officially declaration of United States of Biafra as their own country? We don't want this to stay under one Nigeria, and because of we doesn't want this kind of self-determination. Is it why we are dying? That we refuse this one you give us to stay under Nigeria territorial integrity? Is it why you are killing us? Is it why you're wiping us away? But at last, you are the one who put that secession is only considered legitimate under specific limited conscience. Are you following? Why did you introduce self-determination? Is the question. Why did the UN introduce this self-determination? Do you really understand it before you introduce it? Because if you do, it must be working 24 hours. But we are not seeing it. It's not working. When it's come to Biafran people, it's all dead. Because you want to wipe us away. You never want us to live. International law strongly favored internal self-determination. Favored what? Internal self-determination. Internal self-determination and the principle of the territorial integrity. That is, do you know what it simply means? That the Biafran people, after our liberation, we will still come back and stay under Nigeria, take instruction from them, but after we'll be talking about answering Biafra. It doesn't work in that way. That is why we said no. We don't that one that are going to be under territorial integrity of one Nigeria. No. Is it why the self-defense is not working for us? Because what we are seeing, you are saying the truth. Why the self-determination is only for you? That are the ogas, are the madams. That was simply me. So when we ask him questions, please we demand an answer to ask us, so that this self-determination is not for all, that we should forget about it. Do you understand? That we should forget about it. Come out openly and put a disclaimer that the self-determination is not for a black man. Moreover, the Biafran people. Please, Amina Mohammed, do that. EU, take part of your own. Commonwealth, do your own. Go on and do your own. That's what we ask you to do. So people will know that we will know the alternative, that we don't have life, we don't have self-determination, that we can do anything we want, and how it is, it may be, let it end like that. Instead of you coming to deceive us. You are protecting territorial integrity that are wiping away the indigenous people who are the Christians, who use rehabilitated Boko Haram everywhere. Is it what you're telling us? For how long will this your lies will continue? That is why we are calling on you that the UN Charter also call for amendment again, because it does not favor black people. It does not favor Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. That is, self-determination has those it favors and those it does not favor. Your self-determination has those it favors and those it doesn't favor. So people of Nigeria is not in our own favor, but rather is in our own favor of the people of Ukraine and you. That's what it is. But you fight secession, America. When you want to leave Britain, you fight outrightly of leaving Britain. Child. Audible. But we must continue. But we must continue. International law strongly favored internal self-determination and the principle of the territorial integrity of existing states. External self-determination secession is only considered legitimacy under a specific limited what? Hey, you see why we are dying? You see why genocide is going on? Under this self-determination, they even bring territorial integrity of the evil enclave called one Nigeria. That is why they are not doing anything, because from that the so-called territorial integrity of one Nigeria they are protecting. They are making our mineral resources also. So we have come to understand that your self-determination is not for Biafran people. Is what you are telling us? But you see that it doesn't criteria it doesn't have a criteria of how people or group or how many they are. No matter what they taste, once they made up their mind, they want to have a look that they are free. It's a pure lie. It's pure lie. Because if it is true, we could have been also benefiting from it. After the genocidal war of 1967 to 1970, from that time immemorial till today, we still continue fighting. Mazen and Kano is doing that, and they have sentenced him under your self-determination. Also, who again? Mazen and Simon Ekpa has what? Has been sentenced again. So your so-called self-determination is not working for Biafran people. We are asking you, what is our offense? Because of we are black in color. Because of Britain told that Nigeria is the one. Why you know that Nigeria is a failed state? Look at all the killings. So are you still protecting the integrity of a country who cannot secure the security, the life of his people, of the citizens? You are law of the UN Charter, even under the self-determination. Is it when a country like Nigeria cannot be able to protect the citizens? And this genocide is going on there. Boko Haram is ravaging everywhere. Insecurity that Nigeria has brought upon the people of the indigenous, who are the Christians who are dying every blessed day. And you keep mute. And you are not talking. So your self-determination is only for the whites. My people must continue. And you said us here that it's not that anything at there is nothing like that is where you reach you will stop. Or there is nothing like criteria of things, do's and don'ts on it. You said that everything it follows is multiple dimension. That is why we are asking you, what is our offense? Why your self-determination has never worked in our favor? Why your self-determination has never saved our life? Rather, your so-called self-determination brings the killings of the indigenous people, the intimidation, the insecurity, the abuse of rights that we have Biafran people are going through in the hands of Nigeria, starting from the time of memorial, starting from amalgamation of 1914 of Nigeria, coming as a country. Try. That is why we are asking, please, sir, UN, and your executive council members, to know that the affairs of Nigeria and what we are passing through is no longer internal affair of one Nigeria. No, it's in affairs that Biafran people under the secession, which you give us under here, under the UN Charter articles and self-determination right, that secession is allowed, is what we are using. For how long are we going to face this intimidation? For how long are we going to live in this way without you giving Biafra organization? After the second time of our declaration, we are not going to surrender. Now we are asking you in a peaceful way, diplomatic, political way. That is all we are doing. But if you continue delaying us, if you continue shying away from our matter, we will take arm and defend ourselves and form the country by thunder, by force. And by then, it's going to be very difficult for all of you to pass. That is why we're asking you to give us a recognition right now, so we can go and stop this ongoing genocide that is happening in Nigeria. You must continue.
A. Internal self-determination.
A. Internal self-determination. Most common. Listen.
Common. This is the standard expectation and the preferred outcome under international law.
Are you hearing it?
Definition. The right of a people to freely determine their political status and pursue their economic, social, and cultural development within the framework of an existing sovereign state. Real.
Are you hearing it? Are you following? This is the standard expectation and the preferred outcome under international law. Definition. The right of a people to freely determine their political status and pursue their economy, social, and cultural development within the framework of an existing sovereign state like Nigeria. Umokoko, Sunday King, right now. Can't write again. This article or this definition, please, UN, on this international self-determination most common. Please, why is it not working on Biafran people? Because if this is real, if this is a common to every human being, a group of people who want who form this secession or who want to from another country like Nigeria, if this your self-determination under UN Charter is true, why is Biafran people are dying? Why not recognition from us? Why Mas Simon Abba is in prison? Why Nnamdi Kanu is in prison under life sentence? That is what we're asking you. How? Tell us. Answer us. Come out openly and let us understand that it's not for us. We will take our faith and know the next step to follow. Now that the United States of Biafra, after our declaration on November 29, 2024, make our official declaration of United States of Biafra, and you refuse to recognize us. And after our declaration, you are here. Our president, Mazen Khan, who was kidnapped, you all know that he was kidnapped from Kenya. That Nigeria went to Kenya and kidnapped him and brought him back to Nigeria illegally. All of you remain silent. No sanction. No, you did not place any embargo. You did not revoke Nigeria to the integrity because they have broke all the international laws that you kept, that they also signed. They also party of it. And today they are claiming that the law of Nigeria supersedes your own UN Charter and your own international law. That is what James Omoto-Ocho, who sentenced Mazen Kanu, told us on 20th of November 2025. It says that the Nigeria law supersede the international law. So you are the one who come to Nigeria and sign law, and you are using Nigeria to govern your countries. And Nigeria law is the one governing UN members and the EU and Commonwealth. Self-determination, death sentence to indigenous people. Your self-determination is what? Take our life out. That is what you are. That is what your self-determination article UN Charter 1514, 1541, 1960 as amended. All of Amina Mohammed remains silent. America still believes that it's Nigeria internal affair. Canada believes it's Nigeria internal affair again. Sweden still believes that it is Nigeria internal affair again. For the second time, we will not back down. Our freedom is being taken, not being given. We have taken it already. But we are just making all for you to know that we under this on this your law is what we stand. This on the existing protocol, this existing criteria is what we are using right now. Diplomatic, political, and the legal aspect to make sure that the United States of Biafra as a country got international recognition. Please subscribe, like, and share the program this morning, please, my people. It is very imperative if you do so. It is very imperative for you to do so. You must continue. Yes, social and the cultural development within the framework of an existing sovereign state like Nigeria. We have our, you told us this is the right now. But why is it not working? Why is it when we try it, Britain will sponsor Nigeria with armor tanker and military, rehabilitated Boko Haram military to enter into our territory and do what? Destroy our culture. burn down the churches, burn down the school, burn down markets, and leave us with no option, and kidnap those they want to kidnap and harvest their organ. That is why we are calling on all of you. That is why we put all of you to understand what we are passing through. That we is following the criteria of this your UN Charter of self-determination. So, my people, sorry for the mute. There is one thing that we all must understand. This self-determination have discrimination. This self-determination of the UN Charter and Article has what? Discrimination. The self-determination fine, we have found that this is not for us. That this your law is not guiding us, but rather is killing us. Is bringing more marginalization to us. Is suppressing us down. Is bringing inhuman treatment, abuse of rights, intimidation. Prison is what this your law of the International Self-Determination UN Charter Article is all about to the Biafran people. We ask you, we want to remind you, from 1967 to 2025, that my president, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, who is fighting under self-determination, is being sentenced to life imprisonment. Or when is it this your law you are going to use it to intervene in our matter? UN. All the Europe, when are you going to intervene in our matter? Now that what you told us here, that when we're experiencing it, that we have to form our own country, is happening, that makes America to put Nigeria on a country of a particular concern, is not enough for you to know that this is not internal affair of Nigeria anymore. That what British told you in 1960 and 1977, they are all lies and all deceit. They are all propaganda against Biafran people. That is why you did not recognize Ojukwu. For how long do you want us to continue in this way? For how long are you going to kill us? For how long are we going to be down? Then before you will come to answer us. For how long will you end? For how long US? For how long Israel as Christian country? For how long are you going to accept Biafra, recognize us under self-determination? If Russia will recognize Afghanistan, what stops Israel to recognize his own people? People of Judaism, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, believe in what you, Israel, believe in. That's what he believed. He never believed in another thing, except the way you worship is the way he worships. The way you pray is the way he's praying. And he is the president of the Biafran people. Why do you know there is international law under self-determination and you allow him to be kidnapped to Nigeria, to kidnap him all the way from Kenya and sentence him in Nigeria in prison of the Sokoto Caliphate, where Islamization began from 1804 till today? When is this your self-determination is going to work for us? But what we are doing is to remind you, because when we pick arms, you then not near us. We must continue.
This is often realized through political participation, autonomy, representative government, protection of minority rights and cultural rights, and the right to freely dispose of their natural wealth and resources.
Are you hearing it? Realization. This is often realized through political participation, autonomy, representing government, protection of minority rights and the cultural rights. This self-determination is to protect people's economy and the words, the right of their culture. That is why we are asking that Nigeria need to be partitioned according to the culture, tribal line. Then this genocide will stop. This intimidation will stop. This abuse of rights will stop. This kidnapping will stop. This rehabilitated Boko Haram that are killing people in the name of Nigerian military will stop. That are burning houses in the south, in the eastern region will stop. This is your law. And this is the criteria we have followed, because we are fighting under self-determination. But the question is, why this self-determination is not working for the Biafran people from 1967 to 2025? What is our offense? Why is it become a crime when we go through this self-determination? When we go through this determination, why is it become a crime to us? Why is it a crime to the Biafran people? Why do you want us to die? Your self-determination is for empty land and road and houses being born or trees in our territory. That is what we meant us to understand. And we're asking you. All the countries that are into the world powers of the UN, that are Security Council, that are executive in there, we are asking you these questions to let us understand that we does not have right under self-determination, that your self-determination did not protect our own life. Because for all indication, your self-determination simply means death sentence to even indigenous people, intimidation, genocide, abuse of rights, inhuman treatment, and all disappearance of the citizens of their country. That is what we are asking for. How long are we going to die? For how many years are we going to wait? Or it's not going to work for us at all, at all? Do you put a disclaimer on this self-determination? Do you put discrimination? Do you put color, that this color is where it's going to work when having problem, and this color, when they face your thing, it doesn't work on their own side? We ask you. You also introduce that if people that are fighting on secession, they also have rights with this self-determination of your UN Charter. My people. B, listen.
B. External self-determination, exceptional circumstances. This refers to the right of a people to full independence or secession, and is generally limited to 3 historical contexts.
Do you hear that? B. External self-determination, expectation, and the what? Consequences. This refers to the right of a people to fully independence or secession, and is generally limited to 3 historical contents. What are these 3 historical contents that when it's happening, the secession, like what the Biafran people, yes, we are using secession, and this secession is under your self-determination of the UN Charter. Precisely on the UN Charter of 1514, 1541, 1960. You did not make a change or put a disclaimer that is not for black people, that if you are from a country, that you are into a country already, that no matter they do to you, that you should not secession, that you should not look for your own country. We are asking, what is this your UN Charter stand for? Is our question. What did this your UN Charter stand for? Is the question we are asking. We want an answer. We want an answer. So we will know. Just open your mouth and or write another UN Charter that nothing will happen for people to move away from the country where they are living. Put it in that way straight. Stop this. You are trade by barter law. Stop this your trade by barter self-determination charter. Stop your self-determination. It does not, it didn't work. There is no action. Because if there is action, Mazen Kano will not be facing all this caricature and all this humiliation, all this human abuse of right, and all this kidnapping he faced. After that, they sentenced him, and where you told us that self-determination law is working. How? How is it working? And Sabanaba is in Finland in prison. Biafrans all over the world, over Nigeria prisons, they full there, and you did nothing. Why is that this particular Biafran people, that this self-determination is not for us? Why is it that these Biafran people, that this your self-determination is not for us? It's a question we are asking. Starting from 1967 to 2025. After now that we have made our official declaration of United States of Biafra as a sovereign state under secession, let me put it that way to you. Why is it not working for us? Can you tell us why it's not working? Please, we need an answer. You must continue.
Criteria for external self-determination. Description. Colonial context.
Criteria for external self-determination. Description. Colonial contents. When we are under colonial masters, but they are still in Nigeria because Britain has never left Nigeria. Nigeria government, Tunungu, and the APC government, those in the government are the agent, while Britain is the landlords who decide the fate of what happened to those that are there. Britain has never left. They are still in charge because before Tinubu will become a president, he went to Chattan's house. They endorsed him there that, oh, with Muslim tickets, you are good to go. That is why after all that's happening, they did not condemn the election. Rather, they are the first who congratulated Nigeria, Tinubu, that he has won election after all the lies and propagandas, after all the inhuman treatment, after all the manipulation of the election. Because the Osman Dan Fodio agenda that the British endorsed in the hands of Fulani, when they come, they did not destroy them or give them Bible or give them another thing. They support their tradition in that we are telling them. They move on. We will never interfere in your problems.
Peoples of territories separated by geographic or ethnic factors from the country administering them.
Do you hear that? People of territories separated by geographical or ethnic factors from the country administrating them, e.g., former colonials. This was the primary force of the UN Resolution 1514 and the 1541. Are you hearing? Please, as you come, like and share the program. Please, this morning the like is too poor. Please, can you like and share? Do you see when they put this law on the self-determination? When I was not even born. But what I have experienced when there is this UN law has proved to me that this is a death sentence to me. The colonial masters has never left Nigeria. They are still in charge. No doubt. No two ways about it. British are the one giving Nigeria order what they want to do. Doubt it or you believe it. But we want to let you know that we stand on that your existing protocol. I stand on the existing protocol. That is why we are asking you in this context that when the colonial masters are still there, how it works, and when they are not there, let us listen.
E.g., former colonies. This was the primary focus of UN Resolutions 1514 and 1541. Alien/foreign occupation.
Aliens, foreign occupation. Listen.
Peoples under military occupation by a foreign state, e.g., occupation of one state's territory by another.
Today, after our declaration of United States of Biafra on November 29, 2024, we all understand that Nigeria military is occupying a foreign land or a foreign country. We all know that. Conducting that's a shambolic election in old Anambra is also proving otherwise, that people are no longer believe in this conquest or in this by force country called one Nigeria. Please, as you come, please may you join and like and share the program, please. If it's your first time, please subscribe on the YouTube page, Read Biafra TV, and also you will see a three dot in front of you. Click on your phone. You will look at the top of your phone. You will see a three dot on the right hand side of your phone. Then click on that three dot. It will open. Just you will like and share. Please endeavor to do that. People under military occupation by a foreign state, Nigeria, e.g., occupying of one state territory by another. One state is Odimebu in Old Anambra. If military occupies it, they are looking for trouble. So that is why we're letting the world to know that look at all these things we put in here, that is on all this existing protocol of the international law about UN Charter on the self-determination is what we are passing through. Why are we being sentenced into prison? Why are we being arrested? Why the world are not recognizing Biafra if this self-determination is a pure truth? We asking today. We come to ask questions that needed an answer. You can answer us through your comment section if you know the solution. If you know the answer to all this and why this is happening. It is for me because Nigeria is not a country, rather amalgamated. Because of the amalgamation and the things that follows, nothing is going good. Everything is worst as it is supposed to be. My people, I hope you have understand why British keep silent and why the UN are not talking. Because they put a disclaimer. There is a racist gender here that Biafrans cannot be stand on under this UN Charter of self-determination or common human rights laws. That they are not for us. But they say that is for everybody. Any people that march, that want to protect their economy and their tradition and their culture, that when they feel a marginalization, when they feel killing, human abuse, when they find out that there is kidnapping, disappearance, insecurity, that they are at last what they have is option of secession to form a new country under self-determination. What did the Biafra people, what are we doing? Is it not what we are doing since all these years? And remember that Biafra has been declared on November 2024. 29th of this month, we are going to celebrate our 1 year independence. We are watching the world. Let's see how we are watching closely how this your self-determination is working. Why, if it is working, why Simon Ekpa is being arrested, keep in prison in Finland? Why Mazankan is being Nigeria kidnapped him in Kenya, brought him back illegally, sentenced him life imprisonment? This self-determination, that is why we can say that it's not working for us. We will look for our own option that work for us. I'm free Mazen Nandekan. And my Simon Ekpa Joko.
Saltwater test exception. In some interpretations, the right is reserved for groups separated by saltwater from the administering power, though this test is losing relevance. Remedial secession. Controversial. A debated criterion for groups within a sovereign state who are subject to extreme systematic oppression, gross and systematic violations of human rights.
Listen, this is what we will see. Then we use secession as a group of people to out from Nigeria and have our own country. Listen to what they say. If this is happening really, or it has happened to us, or it was happening,
or are denied any form of meaningful internal self-determination or representation. This is seen as a last resort when a state has failed its duty to its people. 3. The process.
When a state failed his duty to his people. Not only that, extremely systematic oppressor. Are they not Nigeria? Are they not Nigeria is not oppressing us today? Glorious and systematic violation of human rights, like kidnapping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in Kenya, using helicopter, bombing our butchers, our houses, our markets, our churches, our schools that we are passing through today, or detained any of marginal internal self-determination on representation. Now, what are you just saying? Now, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been marginalized and sentenced to life imprisonment. And under this your self-determination law of common human rights, you said there was certain happening that people are free, that the last option they have when the government has failed to protest, when the government are causing security and people are dying, that the only option we have is to do what? Is to use secession to move out from Nigeria to form our own country, and we have formed it. It started from 1967 to 1970. You have never realized it today. Because of what? We are black. Child. But you are not God who give us the color that we are using. The color that we are born with. You are not God. You are not the maker of our life. And you are not our creator. The only thing God asks you to do, give you power, you denied it to the people. Up to this date, that our leader has been sentenced to life in prison. A man who is fighting under the section of self-determination to defend and protect his people. And he's been taken away. Two of them. And all of you mute and remain silent. And you'll be telling us you have UN charter. And UN exists. On this, UN does not exist. On this, UN does not exist because of this inhuman treatment. Look at what you said here. Extremely systematic oppressor, glorious and systematic violation of human rights. Child. And all of you muted yourself and remain silent. And the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in prison with life sentence. All the way a Christian who is fighting to liberate his people has been taken to Sokoto, where Usman Dan Fodio from 1804 till today, where there is no English person over there. It's only Islam agenda. Is where they send him. And the Christian countries are mute, are making interview. And when you see the evidence, it's not enough for you. God will judge all of you for the denial of this self-determination to the Biafran people, for denial of secession of under self-determination that all of you has put on us. God will punish all of you forever and ever. Until people are held to recognize Biafra. Now that people of Biafra has gathered in Helsinki, Latvia, Finland, with a mandate of over 1,000 delegates to re-declare Biafra, with a mandate of our own personal self-referendum. Over 50 million Biafrans voted for this self-referendum to be conducted, for us to answer that name called, for us to declare that country called United States of Biafra on November 29, 2024. And all of you shy away. My president is incarceration. It shall never be well with any Christian country who refuse to support his own people, who refuse to become a backbone of the Christians that are dying in Nigeria, including Biafran people. That this killing, this dying, this inhuman treatment, this violation of human rights that leads on a secession of Chukwuemeka Odumegwu or Wazirike to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, including Simon Ekpa, and we today. So your self-determination means a death sentence. We does not have a right on your self-determination of the UN Charter, where America is involved, where Russia is involved, where France is involved, where Britain is involved, where China is involved. Why are you treating us like this? Is our question. What is our crime? Why did self-determination, when it's come to Biafran people, self-determination becomes a crime that they used to sentence Biafran people? Why self-determination, we are reading out here, your constitution, becomes a crime to the Biafran people? Child. Chai, is very painful what we are passing. The intimidation that the countries in the world who are members of the UN, who put this charter, who put this law, your intimidation on us, your inhuman treatment on us is unacceptable. It has reached to the heights of where God can no longer tolerate it. Stories of we human being. It is unbearable. It is unbelievable. What of African Union and their charter anchor? Their own is also for Biafran people to have a country. Because of the lies that British told them in 1967 to 1970. But we are not going to relent. We must fight tooth and nail to make that we get our country back. People, we are going to end it up here. Okay, let us finish this first article of it. It just remains number 3. Then inside that number 3, there is 1, 2, 3 that we are going to bring back today from number 1 to number 2 until we finish it. Because we want to really understand what is our offense, why self-determination is a crime when it's going to the Biafran people. We want to understand it clearly. Listen again. Number 3.
UN General Assembly Resolution 1541, 1960, specifies 3 legitimate ways a non-self-governing territory can exercise its right to self-determination.
Do you hear it? UN General Assembly Resolution of 1514 as amended in 1960 specific 3 legitimate way a non-self-governing territory can exercise its right to self-determination. There is a 3 way that Biafran people can exercise our rights. That's why we are calling them. Why this particular UN Charter of Self-Defense is a crime to the Biafran people. America, you are body of the UN. Russia, you are the body of the UN. France is the body of the UN. China is the body of the UN. And also what? UK, the evil that introduced amalgamation with Irish people to the Biafran people that made us today to become a slave in that one Nigeria. But Biafran people, we have ended this slavery of Nigeria by making our official declaration on November 29, 2024 by Dr. Ngozi Orebeze, the Deputy Prime Minister, who is the leader, who is in the head of the affairs of the Biafran people. Only one government with only one United States of Biafra. No other one, every other person is rebel. Another group is rebel because after declaration with the document, you have all it takes to become a sovereign state. We don't want autonomy. That is why we use secession, outright, fully independency from the death sentence called One Nigeria. We must continue. Number 1.
1. Emergence as a sovereign independent state. Independent.
Number 1. Imagine as a sovereign independent state. Independency. That is number 1 criteria. Listen.
2. Free association with an existing independent state.
We have free to, once we make our declaration, under this secession that they call it, under UN charters, that we are free to association with an existing independent country. That is why we exist. That is why we have our independency. That is why our independence is coming on November 2025, and that is why we make our declaration to give us the right under secession to form alliance with other existing countries in the world.
3. Integration with an existing independent state.
Integration with an existing independent state. Recognition.
In all cases, the decision must be the result of the freely expressed wishes of the people acting, with full knowledge of the consequences, often expressed through an impartial democratic process like a plebiscite or referendum.
If worst come to worst, in all cases, the decision must be the result of the freely expressed wishes of the people, acting with fully knowledge of the consequence of expressing through an important democracy process like public publicity of referendum. Are you hearing? That is why Biafran people, we are asking UN, we are asking EU, we are asking AU, we are asking Commonwealth, we are asking America, we are asking Russia, we are asking UK, we are asking France, we are asking Canada, Sweden, Norway, and all these countries are Christians. That is our right under self-determination to have a new country under UN Charter 1541 as amended in 1960. We are asking questions. Why self-determination becomes a death sentence to every indigenous people? Why self-determination of the UN becomes inhuman abuse, becomes intimidation, becomes marginalization, becomes arrest of the leaders of the Biafran people under self-determination? Why? Is it a crime for Biafran people? Self-determination, does it mean a crime to the Biafran people? From 1967 to 1970 to 2025. That is why we are asking, what is our offense? What have we committed? What? I will play it fully again to remind you fully. So before we can end the program, or if someone want to call, you can call to make a suggestion or to encourage us to tell us what you feel or what we are doing.
The criteria for self-determination are not codified as a simple checklist in international law, but rather emerge from the UN Charter, General Assembly resolutions, like Resolution 1514-15 and 1541-15, and customary international law. The right applies to peoples and has two main dimensions: internal, autonomy within a state, and external, full independence, secession. 1. The criterion of a people. The right to self-determination accrues only to a defined people, not simply a minority group or an association of individuals. While not strictly defined, a group claiming this right must generally demonstrate common identity, a shared identity based on factors such as a common historical tradition, racial or ethnic identity, cultural homogeneity, linguistic unity, religious or ideological affinity, or a common economic life. Territorial connection, a defined or established link to a specific territory. Consciousness/will. The group must have the will to be identified as a people, or the consciousness of being a people, often demonstrated through common institutions or political movements. 2. The context. Internal versus external self-determination. International law strongly favors internal self-determination and the principle of territorial integrity of existing states. External self-determination, secession, is only considered legitimate under specific, limited circumstances. A. Internal self-determination, most common. This is the standard expectation and the preferred outcome under international law. Definition: the right of a people to freely determine their political status and pursue their economic, social, and cultural development within the framework of an existing sovereign state. Realization: this is often realized through political participation, autonomy, representative government, protection of minority rights and cultural rights, and the right to freely dispose of their natural wealth and resources. B. External self-determination, exceptional circumstances. This refers to the right of a people to full independence or secession, and is generally limited to three historical contexts. Criteria for external self-determination. Description: colonial context. Peoples of territories separated by geographic or ethnic factors from the country administering them, e.g., former colonies. This was the primary focus of UN Resolutions 1514 and 1541. Alien/foreign occupation. Peoples under military occupation by a foreign state, e.g., occupation of one state's territory by another. Saltwater test exception. In some interpretations, the right is reserved for groups separated by saltwater from the administering power, though this test is losing relevance. Remedial secession. Controversial. A debated criterion for groups within a sovereign state who are subject to extreme systematic oppression, gross and systematic violations of human rights, or are denied any form of meaningful internal self-determination or representation. This is seen as a last resort when a state has failed its duty to its people. 3. The process. Methods of realization. UN General Assembly specifies 3 legitimate ways a non-self-governing territory can exercise its right to self-determination. 1. Emergence as a sovereign independent state, independence. 2. Free association with an existing independent state. 3. Integration with an existing independent state. In all cases, the decision must be the result of the freely expressed wishes of the people acting, with full knowledge of the consequences, often expressed through an impartial democratic process like a plebiscite or referendum.
I hope you had it clearly. Now, for me to give proof to the world that is what we are passing through, then listen to all these videos I'm going to play out right now. Listen to all the videos I'm going to play out. One minute. Number one, why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who is fighting under self-determination today, listen to his words and see his crime first.
As I warned the zoo many, many years ago, if you don't allow we Biafrans to go, that zoological republic called Nigeria will be a worse place than Somalia. And today it is happening. And if you have not applied for your Somalian visa, please try and do so. Should I say Somali visa? Try and do so as quickly as possible, because the zoo is on the path of destruction. And there is nothing.
What is happening today?
Mark destruction. What I'm telling you.
As far as I'm concerned, Nnamdi Kanu is the real Jesus Christ when we get for this Africa. Nothing when anybody won't tell me. Yes. You see this man right here is the real Jesus Christ when we get for this African continent. Tell me one thing when Nnamdi Kanu don't talk for this Africa when never come to pass. Just one thing. Tell me one thing, when this man right here don't talk when never come to pass. Tell me, at least Nnamdi Kanu na person when we know one-on-one. Na person when many of us don't shake. Na person when many of us don't eat with. That Jesus Christ when you dey imagine for your mind, you never see him with your eye. You never follow and talk. You don't know a family member, you don't know him from anywhere. Then give you photo, you dey worship photo, you be fool.
Thank you so much. They
you
are all fused. They don't get sense.
See the real
Jesus
Christ when
today,
God give honor.
they sentence him life in prison. Put him in a country of Islamization.
What speed for this man face? Shame to all of honor.
Thank you so much.
This man when they see so. When this man come outside, tell all the whole Nigeria to get ready. Say this kind of thing when they happen for Benue, they come. This man tell everybody, gather yourself, mobilize yourself to defend yourself. All of us look down on this man. Some say man they smoke it go for UK today. Everything when this man talk now they happen. All of us be fool for this country. We not get sense. We get Jesus Christ for our domot. We they look for the one when they say he come from Israel. Shame.
And today, the Israel is not talking anything about him. Today, this so-called Israel is not saying anything about him. Today, Israel is remaining silent on all that's going on in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case.
The first truck.
This is why secession happened.
We have a total of 35 dead bodies in this casket. In the first truck.
35. This is what the genocide is going on.
The first truck.
This genocide starts from 1905, from the hands of Britain. They are the one who introduced to kill people in the eastern region because of our resources. And today, the genocide is all over everywhere. This is to our secession. This is what leads to our secession. Killing, genocide, kidnapping, human rights, torture, abuse. These are things that leads to. Look at it. The Christians have run away from their home. Christians has finally run out from their homes because of one Nigeria Islamization agenda. Look at it here. It's not about Jesus. Look at people sleeping inside bushes. Leave their ancestral home. This is what Britain brought to us. Fulani attack on express, chasing away the indigenous people. Is it not marginalization? Is it not violating people's rights? Are you seeing it? This is what is going on. Fulani. See as they park their motorcycle along the road. People have disappeared. Are you hearing it? Kidnapping children from school. Shutting down churches. People are fleeing from their house to inside home. When they come, they will burn their houses. Inside market every day, everywhere. This is what these people are going through.
See what bandits are doing to Nigerians.
Look at it. What
I'm
is
very
it?
sure this is poison water. This bandit.
Giving him poison water to drink.
So he has two options. It's either he drinks the poison water or die by gun. This is so sad. Seriously, this is so sad. I don't know why Nigerian government is allowing this thing to happen.
Look at it.
Because it clearly shows that someone is sponsoring these people. Look at how this man is being treated.
Because of the explosion of man saying and they can't know about this. This is why they sentence him life imprisonment. But he's going to visit Omotocho family.
I'm very sure.
Because Omotocho will never go scot free. And those who betray him as an indication and support, they're all going to hang themselves one after the other at last. Look at
Who
it.
is going to save this country from these terrorists for crying out loud? Who?
It's Britain that handed Nigeria over to Fulani.
Like this in their own
Check the history. That is why when we are talking, check that we are playing. Check the history of how Nigeria was amalgamated. The secret agreement between Fulani jihadists. Look at it. A family man drinking acid, drinking poison, so he will die.
All right. As you can see, this is people's farm, and this is
Fulani killed mother and father. Leave this little boy of 11 years with their last son. This is what is going on. Is it not this that leads to secession? Britain, UN. Is it not this that leads to secession? What more than this? What is more than this? Look at, he said he cannot take care of his sister. Recognize Biafra to put an end to this. Amina Mohammed, are you not seeing this? Amina Mohammed, the president of UN, are you not seeing this? Russia, as body of the Council of the UN Security Executive, are you not seeing? It's not enough. We have been going through this from 98 to 2025. This is it. Look at them with the ammunition. How could that man who is ruling cow get hand to this kind of a document, this kind of machine? Look at them in Nigeria. To attack indigenous people and wipe away. Isn't all these things that this is secession? Look at them. The owner of the Nigerians. That British handed them over, empowered them, equipped them to kill indigenous people. Look at it. When our leaders talk, Masman cannot talk. They give him the sentence of imprisonment. Sana was arrested, put in Finland prison. Under self-determination. These people, they are the one that the self-determination of the UN is being favored. Did you see people that self-determination of the UN are favored instead of you and I? These are people that UN are powering. That is why they remain silent and happening. And people, they are killing people every day. Genocide, kidnapping students. Little girls of 4 years, 5 years, 7 years is what they have entered. This is what is going on. And when we talk, they call for our arrest and put us in prison. The more you arrest us, the more it continues happening. The more you arrest, put us in prison, the more this continuously happening, because the innocent can never be silenced.
Man, don't come back. I don't scatter. God. Oh, God.
Fulani has entered inside the market. Are you hearing it? Shebi, una sentence man so nande carry don head. More are coming. Look at the owner of Nigerians. Can you see them? And you hear it? These are the owners, you, and these are those that you give power. These are those that your self-determination are protecting. In the Nigeria territorial integrity. This is people that your self-determination are protecting under the Nigeria territorial integrity that you are claiming. And they are killing indigenous people. People are dying. And you remain silent. This is a new group that entered on last 3 days ago. This is a new group.
Now, over 15 members of one small community.
Look at it.
Now, they bury like this. So
look at it. And there is self-determination.
And this thing happened in Plateau State.
They are the one. Those killing killing Christians, they are the one that self-determination are favored.
I don't know what
does not favor any indigenous person.
It is only God that can help us. Because we have prayed enough. We have cried enough. And yet, government. I don't know,
government.
They are active.
You are all fool. Those who are sponsoring to wipe you away. That British handed over the mission of Islamization you are calling government. You are a fool.
And on daily basis, we are seeing
which human rights? Human right is for them. Human rights are protecting them that are killing indigenous people.
Have pity on your people.
Which pity?
Now,
look at it. Are you hearing it? Once you hear the language, you know. Look at the kind of equipment they have. They will attack army. They will attack the fake army. And there are people in the military who give them information. They will ambush the so-called the indigenous people that remain in the military. That is why they killed. That is why they killed the General Oba and nobody's talking about it. Your self-determination, when is it going to favor indigenous people? UN chapter. When is this UN chapter going to favor and secure the life of indigenous people? You are benefiting from this that is going on here. Hear them? What do you see? Fulani has entered. They have come again. Are you hearing it? People are disappearing. People are fleeing.
It don't post finally. Oh, I come with good news today. But first of all, I want to appreciate and thank all Momo family. Day two. Say no people are not gonna shine. Today I carry good news call. I want play to all my fans, all my followers, and the whole world where they view me, where they watch me tonight. They do. I want play.
Are you not the world? Are you not tired?
I want to play Mazin Namo the Kano. And the man prophesied.
Listen to why they kidnapped him from Kenya and said because he is the one to put an end to the killings of the indigenous people in Nigeria. Only him single-handedly can do that. Listen to
this video. It will not take you anything.
We have played you the articles, right? Now we are bringing those things they said what is happening, that we are free to form our own country.
And what are you going to do? You don't be calling Radio Biafra. Oh, they have to try and do something. They have seen the Agosa men. They came with their cattle. They are killing us. That time I will tell you, devil, go behind me. I don't know who you are. We have been preaching now for 3 years. What have you done? What have you done?
It is very, very shocking that some of you do not understand what the Fulanis have in store for you.
This is why today they sentenced him. Send him to the way the Fulani are controlling.
I was warning you in 2014, 2015, 2016. They said he's a warmonger. He's a warmonger. I went to America and I told World Igbo Congress that this war you are avoiding is going to come to your village.
Okay.
They said no, it's not going to happen. What is happening today?
What's happening today? They sentenced him because of truth. And because of he saw what will happen.
For the killing of 91 Hausa people in Kebbi State.
Okay.
The answer is Fulani. And they know that they are terrified to write it. They are terrified to speak the truth. That is why I cannot be in the same country with you people. You people are evil.
He called for secession under self-determination to form a new country. That is the offense. We are watching what UN is going to do. How they will sanction Nigeria for their injustice and the killings of the genocide that Nigeria is committing by Tunumbu.
The damage that Yoruba journalism has done to Yoruba people. I will prove it tonight. On this noble platform, what we preach is the truth. You may not like it.
Look at them, Fulani, moving around.
And reflect upon
these those that UN Charter self-determination is protecting. They are the one that have the rights. Why indigenous people do not have the rights?
You may not like the way I deliver it. I give you that. I'm not too worried about it. But ask yourself this question: is Nnamdi Kanu speaking the truth? This evening, am I preaching the truth? Why is it anytime something happens without proper investigation, it is IPOB or ESN? But only yesterday, all of you in the zoo called Nigeria, you reported the massacre that took place in Kebbi State. My simple question tonight is to Punch newspaper, to Nation newspaper, to Vanguard, all the rest of you that are basically trotting out the Fulani narrative every blessed day. I want to ask a simple question. Who are the perpetrators of that heinous crime in Kebbi State? Once you answer it truthfully, you will now understand why I am pursuing a sovereign state of Biafra. Because all of you are hypocrites. I want also, Twitter, you're listening to me because they want to listen. Like Muhammad told them, go and listen to him. You hear his hate-filled speech tonight. And you ban him on Twitter. And Twitter, you're listening. My happiness is that Twitter is owned by a white man. And white people are more objective when it comes to issues of this very nature. I don't want to go into the background of Mark Zuckerberg. That will take care of itself in time to come. But I'm sure that the owner of Twitter is a white man. So he is bound to the objective at least. Every Yoruba person supporting Fulani, you are setting up yourselves to become like the Hausa people. Remember when Hausa was supporting Fulani? We are Hausa Fulani, we are Hausa Fulani. Where are the Hausa people today? I ask you. Fulani have completely overwhelmed them. It's called emasculation. Completely emasculated them. The same thing is going to happen to you. Traitors, saboteurs in your midst, they will promise them heaven and earth. They will give them anything they ask for in order to ensure that they get into you. They subjugate. Now they have left the Lauren, having taken the Lauren and taken it to Sokoto. They now want to come into Oyo. They want to come into Ondo. Once they take over,
they are in Ondo today. They kidnapped there 2 days ago.
By the time the Fulanis are done with you, believe you me, if you don't rise up now to fight for your freedom, by the time Fulanis are done with you, you'll be more useless than a Hausa peasant doing your Badiala somewhere in Zaria. That is the future that awaits you. Now, our people must understand this very clearly, especially my Yoruba brothers and sisters.
Are you hearing it?
It is about time.
This is why they give him life imprisonment because of the Fulani jihadis are the one controlling Nigeria with the order of indirect rule of British. That is why they give him life sentence imprisonment, because he is the one that has put this every exposition of what is happening today. He's the one that prophesied. He's the one that saw all that is happening today.
It's okay. It's okay.
The first show.
Look at students being kidnapped. Look at what Fulani is doing to them. When you look at all this, then you will believe what people are passing through today in Nigeria.
Page here with a problem. So I'm gonna another new Facebook page.
Look at it. You hear the language? Look. Look at, they are trooping in because there is nobody protecting the border. Their brothers in the military are the one protecting the border. Look at, let UN see those that your self-determination are working for, those that your self-determination favored, but is not favored Biafran people, the indigenous people that are Christians. It doesn't matter to you, our life does not matter. Look at those that they are like, look at those we are using against us. This is those that make you to put the law that is not working for us. Look at it here. Listen. Look at any women, look at them. Do you know those they are shooting here? Hey God. They are fighting military, the so-called the indigenous military who come to attack them. Look at the so-called Nigeria people are proud talking about. Look at it. Look at it. One idiot is here writing nonsense. You will have your time to write nonsense. I have only 1 second to delete it and block the hell out of you and your family. So you see that what you're writing does not mean anything to me. Write again, let me, comment again. Mook, fool. May Nigeria happen to you and your family members. Look at it. May your family be like this. May your family be in this position.
Christians for there. You see this man will come out, voice out, where international body take pull mouth. Now that man be the real man of God who I know for this country.
That is truth now.
to be outside performing prayers every day. And they expect us to silence. Now, it's an order. Nigerian government came out openly and denied there's no massacre.
Like this idiot I just blocked now.
Genocide of Christians in Nigeria, and look at it today. Is there any Muslim? United Nations, I know you're watching it. American Senate, you are watching what I'm doing, I'm saying here. Special advisor to Trump. Now, please tell Trump to save our life in Nigeria. They are killing Christians in Nigeria. Massacre. We attract US. They pull mouth for the matter. Now my gay mouth. Come out. Say,
it's not only me. It's no longer Biafra issue alone. It's happening because our president, our prophecy, bro, our prophet, our master, the second Jesus, talk about it, and all is happening. Fulani everywhere. Fulani everywhere. Killing indigenous people, taking over. So my people, I thank God for being here. We have sent our message to the world with the so-called UN Charter.
Nigerians. So I woke up this. Nigerians. So on Saturday, being the 22nd of November 2025, that is the day before yesterday, around 1 p.m. in the afternoon, for inside Sabon Sara. Sabon Sara is a village in Darazo local government area of Bauchi State. In the afternoon around 1 p.m., Fulani and farmers were having clash. You know, get. Then the police now went there to intervene in that Sabon Sara village inside Darazo local government area of Bauchi State. Unknown to the police, the Fulanis don't lay ambush for them.
I hear it.
Immediately the police put
this idiot will happen to you.
5 of our policemen now.
Now you hearing it?
On a line, 5 officers see. 5 of our policemen see their pictures. Although the police they say they find so many Fulanis.
No mind them.
I never see
that is
them.
Pure lies and propaganda. That is only how only advert is where they are good to do. No other place. So my people, we are going to end it here until we come back again today. We are going to come back again. So thanks so much for being here. Once again, I love you all. May you remain blessed. One love, my people. We must continue. Thank you so much. You must continue.